2.8 is on probabilities and odds. Um, Both of these have a lot of vocabulary in them. Again, you might want to pause and go back to these when you're doing your work. I will try to highlight what the most important difference is. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go past this first probability one, and I'm going to move to example one. So we're going to find out probability. So the probability of an event. Probability is always the number of favorable outcomes over the total number. Probability is favorable, what you want to happen, over the total number of outcomes. So, an event consists of a collection of outcomes. In the role of a six-sided number cube, an even roll consists of the outcomes 2, 4, and 6. So you have 3 possible favorable outcomes. Those are all even numbers, but you have 6 sides to the die. So 3 out of 6 is your chances. Now that is you can notice that's a fraction, so I can go ahead and I can reduce it. So my my probability is 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2 rolls would give me an even number. That's probability. So you toss 2 coins. What is the probability, or P, that both are heads? So when you do that, we have P, probability, and we're going to look at what is, first of all, I find it easier to find the total number of outcomes first. So we're going to toss the coins, and we're going to toss them 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So our number of outcomes is going to be 4. Now, in each one of those, I have 1 chance of it being heads in this one, 1 in this one, 1 in this one, 1 in this one. So my chances are just 1 in 4. Okay, the favorable outcome is there's only 2 sides to the coin. You only have 1 chance at it. You have one possibility of it. So one side will be what you want it to be, but you're going to toss it 4 times, so you have 4 numbers of outcomes. So the probability would be 1 out of 4. Okay, and let's move on to the second part of this. An algebra class has 17 boys and 16 girls. 1 student is chosen at random from the class. What is the probability that the student is a girl? So, out of all of it, we want the total as the bottom. So if we have 17 boys and 16 girls, we have 33 students altogether. That's the number of outcomes there could be. We want it to be girls, so there's 16 girls there. So your probability could be 16 over 33. Now, you could also change that and put that into your calculator, and you would see that your decimal value would be 0.485. And the reason you might want to do that is if you want to know your percentage. So your percentage would be dink, dink, and then we could round, so about 49%. Another type of probability is experimental probability. Again, you're going to have the total number, but it's going to be of the trials that you've done. The numerator is still going to be your favorable outcomes. So we're going to use a survey to find probability. So the circle graph at the right showing 500 responses, that's my total, of teens surveying where would you like to live. If you were to ask a randomly chosen teen this question, what is the experimental probability that the teen would say large city? So the outcomes that we could have are 500, because we have 500 teens we're asking. But the number that we're choosing, the large city, were 155. That was our favorable outcome, the outcome of large city. So again, I could go ahead and plug this in my calculator, and this time it does come out as a terminating decimal 0.31, or 31%. Now we're going to switch gears, so I'm going to switch colors. Now we're going to talk about odds. When we're talking about odds, we're still keeping the numerator as favorable outcomes, but the denominator is going to be the unfavorable outcomes. So you randomly choose an integer from 0 through 9. What are the odds that the integer is 4? So out of 0 to 9, we only have that we could get that. Sorry, I'm just looking to see here. So there are 6 favorable outcomes because we want it to be 4 or more. So it could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7, it could be 8, and it could be or it could be 9. All of those are integers that are 4 or more. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possibilities that I would be able to get a favorable outcome. Now in those integers, we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. So we have 4 chances that those integers will be unfavorable or would not meet the criteria of 4 or more. So now I have 6 out of 4, or we could say 3 out of 2. The odds that the integer is 4 or more are 3 to 2, is the way you could say that. So if you know the probability that an event will occur, then you can find the odds. Again, we're doing odds. It will occur, favorable. It will not occur. That's going to be unfavorable. Okay? Now, what we're going to do here is probability that the event will not occur. We can do it as, use the formula 1 minus probability that the event will occur. The probability that a randomly chosen household has a cat is 0.27. What are the odds that a household has a cat? So first of all, our numerator is going to be the favorable odds. So our numerator is going to be 0.27. Now we're going to use our new formula of 1 minus 0.27 as the unfavorable. 1 is our whole thing, so 1 minus 0.27. I'm going to go ahead and simplify this fraction. 1 minus 0.27 is 0.73. Now I want to go ahead and I don't want decimals in the numerator, so I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom by 100. Now if I do the same to the top and the bottom, 100 over 100 is 1, so I'm really not changing anything. Anything multiplied by 1 stays itself. What I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the decimals. So 0.27 multiplied by 100, I get to move the decimal point over 2 places. Same with the denominator. So my odds are 27 to 73 that a randomly chosen household has a cat. The thing to remember is probability, you want it to be your denominator will be out of how many chances. Odds, you want it to be the favorable over the unfavorable. And that concludes probability and odds.